All right, good evening, everyone. Back again tonight with the Great Bible Read Through, starting in Ecclesiastes. There we go. So, getting right into it. Ecclesiastes, chapter 1. All that is in this world is vanity. These are the words of the preacher, the son of David, king of Jerusalem. All is but vanity, saith the preacher, all is but plain vanity. For what else hath a man of all the labor that he taketh under the sun? One generation passeth away, another cometh, but the earth abideth still. The sun ariseth, the sun goeth down, and returneth to his place, that he may there rise up again. The wind goeth toward the south, and fetcheth his compass about unto the north, and so turneth in to himself again. Turneth into himself again, or returneth into himself. All floods run into the sea, and yet the sea is not filled. For look, unto what place the waters run, thence they come to flow again. All things are so hard that no man can express them. The eye is not satisfied with sight, the ear is not filled with hearing. The thing that hath been cometh to pass again, and the thing that hath been done is done again. There is no new thing under the sun. Is there anything whereof it may be said, Lo, this is new? For it was long ago in the times that have been before us. The thing that is past is out of remembrance. Even so the things that are for to come shall no more be thought upon among them that come after. I myself, the preacher, was king of Israel at Jerusalem, and did apply my mind to seek out and search for the knowledge of all things that are done under heaven. Such travail and labor hath God given unto the children of men, to exercise themselves therein. Thus I have considered all the things that come to pass under the sun, and lo, they are all but vanity and vexation of mind. The crooked cannot be made straight, and the faults cannot be numbered. I communed with mine own heart, saying, Lo, I am come to a great estate, and have gotten more wisdom than all they that have been before me in Jerusalem. Yea, my heart had great experience of wisdom and knowledge, for thereunto I applied my mind, that I might know what were wisdom and understanding, what were error and foolishness. And I perceived that this also was but a vexation of mind. For where much wisdom is, there is also great travail and disquietness. And the more knowledge a man hath, the more is his care. This is chapter 2. Abundance of riches, of pleasure, and of building are vain things. Then said I thus in my heart, Now go to, I will take mine ease, and have good days. But lo, that is vanity also, insomuch that I said unto laughter, Thou art mad, and to mirth, What doest thou? So I thought in my heart to withdraw my flesh from wine, to apply my mind unto wisdom, and to comprehend foolishness, until the time that, among all the things which are under the sun, I might see what were best for men to do, so long as they live under heaven. I made gorgeous fair works. I builded me houses and planted vineyards. I made me orchards and gardens of pleasure, and planted trees in them of all manner fruits. I made pools of water, to water the green and fruitful trees withal. I bought servants and maidens, and had a great household. As for cattle and sheep, I had more substance of them than all they that were before me in Jerusalem. I gathered silver and gold together, even a treasure of kings and lands. From kings and lands. I provided me singers and women which could play of instruments, to make men mirth and pastime. I gat me psalteries and songs of music, and I was greater and in more worship than all my predecessors in Jerusalem. For wisdom remained with me, and look, whatsoever mine eyes desired, I let them have it. And whereinsoever my heart delighted, or had any pleasure, I withheld it not from it. Thus my heart rejoiced in all that I did, and this was my portion of all my travail. But when I considered all the works that my hands had wrought, and all the labor that I had taken therein, lo, all was but vanity and vexation of mind, and nothing of any value under the sun. Then turned I me to consider wisdom, error, and foolishness, for what is he among men that might be compared to me, the king, in such works? And I saw that wisdom excelleth foolishness, as far as light doth darkness. For a wise man hath his eyes in his head, but the fool goeth in the darkness. I perceived also that they both had one end. Then thought I in my mind, if it happen unto the fool as it doth unto me, what needeth me then to labor any more for wisdom? So I confessed within my heart that this also was but vanity. For the wise are ever as little in remembrance as the foolish, and all the days for to come shall be forgotten, yea, the wise man dieth as well as the fool. Thus began I to be weary of my life, insomuch that I could away with nothing that is done under the sun. That is, he couldn't quit ruminating on all the things done under the sun. Began to be weary of his life. For all was but vanity and vexation of mind. Yea, I was weary of all my labor which I had taken under the sun, because I should be fain to leave them unto another man that cometh after me. And who knoweth whether he shall be a wise man or a fool? And yet shall he be Lord of all my labors, which I with such wisdom have... No. I'm sorry, I'm talking to my cat. Yeah, good. Okay, stay right there. Jumps up, immediately walks on the camera stand thing. Okay. And who knoweth whether the one that I should leave my work to shall be a wise man or a fool? And yet shall he be Lord of all my labors, which I with such wisdom have taken under the sun. This is also a vain thing. Ah, well. Go. All right. So I turned me to refrain my mind from all such travail as I took under the sun, forsomuch as a man should weary himself with wisdom, with understanding and opportunity, and yet be fain to leave his labors unto another that never sweat for them. This is also a vain thing and great misery. For what getteth a man of all the labor and travail of his mind that he taketh under the sun, but heaviness, sorrow, and disquietness all the days of his life, insomuch that his heart cannot rest in the night? This is also a vain thing. Is it not better then for a man to eat and drink, and his soul to be merry in his labor? Yea, I saw that this also was a gift of God, for who will eat or go more lustily to his work than I? And why? He giveth unto man what it pleaseth him, whether it be wisdom, understanding, or gladness. But unto the sinner he giveth weariness and superfluous care, that he may gather and heap together the thing that afterward shall be given unto him whom it pleaseth God to give it. This is now a vain thing, yea, a very disquietness and vexation of mind. 3. All things come in their time, and pass away in their time. Everything hath a time, yea, all that is under the heaven hath his convenient season. There is a time to be born, and a time to die. There is a time to plant, and a time to pluck up the thing that is planted. A time to slay, and a time to make whole. A time to break down, and a time to build up. A time to weep, and a time to laugh. A time to mourn, and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones, and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace, and a time to refrain from embracing. Oh, wow. A time to win, that is, gain, and a time to lease, or lose the thing gained. I think this distinction, this lease, is like, to lose something, but not in the sense that you can't find it, but it's no longer in your hand. It's no longer yours. A time to spare and a time to spend. A time to cut in pieces and a time to sew together. A time to keep silence and a time to speak. A time to love and a time to hate. A time of war and a time of peace. What hath a man else but weariness and labor? What hath a man else that doeth anything? Doeth anything modifies else. What hath a man else? What hath a man that doeth anything else? Okay. But weariness and labor. For as touching the travail and carefulness which God hath given unto men, I see that he hath given it them to be exercised in it. All this hath he ordained marvelous goodly. Marvelous goodly. That's quite an adverb. He ordained it marvelous goodly, to everything his due time. He hath planted ignorance also in the hearts of men, that they should not comprehend the ground of his works, or foundation, which he doeth from the beginning to the end. So I perceived that in these things there is nothing better for a man than to be merry and to do well so long as he liveth. For all that a man eateth and drinketh, yea, whatsoever man enjoyeth of all his labor, that same is a gift of God. I considered also that whatsoever God doeth, it continueth forever, and that nothing can be put unto it, nor taken from it, and that God doeth it to the intent that men should fear him. The thing that hath been is now, and the thing that is for to come hath been aforetime. For God restoreth again the thing that was past. Moreover, I saw under the sun ungodliness in the stead of judgment, and iniquity in stead of righteousness. Then thought I in my mind, God shall separate the righteous from the ungodly, and then shall be the time and judgment of all counsels and works. I communed with mine own heart also concerning the children of men, how God hath chosen them, and yet letteth them appear as though they were beasts. For it happeneth unto men as it doth unto beasts, and as one dieth, so dieth the other. Yea, they have both one manner of breath, such that in this a man hath no preeminence above a beast, but all are subdued unto vanity. They go all unto one place, for as they be all of dust, so shall they all return unto dust again. Who knoweth the spirit of man that goeth upward, and the breath of the beast that goeth down into the earth? Wherefore I perceive that there is nothing better for a man than to be joyful in his labor, for that is his portion. But who will bring him to see the thing that shall come after him? 4. The miseries of the innocent, the superfluous labors of men, the child that is poor and wise, etc. Poor and wise. Okay, both poor and wise. So I turned to me and considered all the violent wrong that is done under the sun, and behold the tears of such as were oppressed, and there was no man to comfort them, or that would deliver and defend them from the violence of their oppressors. Wherefore I judge those that are dead to be more happy than such as be alive, yea, him that is yet unborn to be better at ease than they both, because he seeth not the miserable works that are done under the sun. Again I saw that all travail and diligence of labor was hated of every man. This is also a vain thing, and a vexation of mind. The fool foldeth his hands together, and eateth up his own flesh. Oh, I forgot to start the timer. All right. One handful, saith he, is better with rest than both the hands full with labor and travail of mind. Moreover, I turned me, and behold yet another vanity under the sun. There is one man no more but himself alone, having neither child, neither brother, yet is there no end of his careful travail. His eyes cannot be satisfied with riches, yet doth he not remember himself, and say, For whom do I take such travail? For whose pleasure do I thus consume away my life? This is also a vain and miserable thing. Therefore two are better than one, for they may well enjoy the profit of their labor. For if one of them fall, his companion helpeth him up again. But woe is him that is alone, for if he fall, he hath not another to help him up. Again, when two sleep together, they are warm, but how can a body be warm alone? One may be overcome, but two may make resistance. A threefold cable is not lightly broken. A poor child being wise is better than an old king that doteth and cannot beware in time to come. Someone cometh out of prison and is made a king, and another, which is born in the kingdom, cometh unto poverty. And I perceived that all men living under the sun go with the second child that cometh up in the stead of the other. So whenever a second child takes the place of the first, or presumes to take the place of the first, people follow the second, is what I understand that to mean. All men will go with the second child. As for the people that have been before him and that come after him, they are innumerable, yet is not their joy the greater through him. This is also a vain thing and a vexation of mind. When thou comest into the house of God, keep thy foot, and draw nigh, that thou mayest hear. That is better than the offerings of fools, for they know not what evil they do. 5. A monition, or admonition, to beware of rash communication. We ought not to marvel at the oppression of the poor. The covetous is not satisfied with his riches. Be not hasty with thy mouth, and let not thine heart speak anything rashly before God. For God is in heaven, and thou upon earth. Therefore let thy words be few. For where much carefulness is, there are many dreams, and where many words are, there men may hear fools. If thou make a vow unto God, be not slack to perform it. As for foolish vows, he hath no pleasure in them. If thou promise anything, pay it, for better it is that thou make no vow, than that thou shouldst promise and not pay. Suffer not thy mouth to cause thy flesh for to sin, neither say thou before the angel, that it is thy ignorance. If you're convicted of sin, and you did know about it, don't try and say it was ignorance. For then God will be angry at thy voice, and destroy all the works of thine hands. And why? Whereas are many dreams and many words, there are also diverse vanities. But look that thou fear God. If thou seest the poor to be oppressed and wrongously dealt withal, such that equity and the right of the law is rested in the land, marvel not thou at such a thing. For one great man keepeth touch with another, and the mighty help themselves together. There is a reason behind it. The whole land also, with the fields and all that is therein, is in subjection and bondage unto the king. He that loveth money will never be satisfied with money, and whoso delighteth in riches shall have no profit thereof. This is also a vain thing. Whereas much riches is, there are many also that spend them away. And what pleasure more hath he that possesseth them, saving that he may look upon them with his eyes? A laboring man sleepeth sweetly, whether it be little or much that he eateth, but the abundance of the rich will not suffer him to sleep. Yet is there a sore plague, which I have seen under the sun, namely, riches kept to the hurt of him that hath them in possession. Either there's always some work to be done about them, or he's always worried that they're going to be stolen or otherwise tampered with. That's an idea in Buddhism too. This is where it came from. Solomon came up with that. Okay. For oft times they perish with his great misery and trouble. And if he have a child, it getteth nothing. Like as he came naked out of his mother's womb, so goeth he thither again, and carrieth nothing away with him of all his labor. This is a miserable plague, that he shall go away even as he came. What helpeth it him then, that he hath labored in the wind? All the days of his life also he did eat in the dark, with great carefulness, sickness, and sorrow. In the King James, this great carefulness is wrath. Always in a bad mood, thinking about what might happen to his stuff. Therefore methink it a better and a fairer thing, a man to eat and drink, and to be refreshed of all his labor, that he taketh under the sun all the days of his life, which God giveth him, for this is his portion. For unto whomsoever God giveth riches, goods, and power, he giveth it him to enjoy it, to take it for his portion, and to be refreshed of his labor. This is the gift of God. For he thinketh not much how long he shall live, forsomuch as God filleth his heart with gladness. 6. The misery of the rich and covetous, the difference of a fool and a wise man. There is yet a plague under the sun, and it is a general thing among men, when God giveth a man riches, goods, and honor, such that he wanteth nothing of all that his heart can desire. And yet God giveth him not leave to enjoy the same, but another man spendeth them. This is a vain thing, and a miserable plague. If a man beget 100 children, and live many years, such that his days are many in number, and yet cannot enjoy his goods, neither be buried, as for him I say, that an untimely birth is better than he, for he cometh to naught, and goeth his way into darkness, and his name is forgotten. Moreover, he seeth not the sun, and knoweth not of it, and yet hath he more rest than the other. The untimely birth seeth not the sun, yet hath he more rest than the other. Yea, though he lived 2,000 years, yet hath he no good life. Woe. John? Come not all to one place. All the labor that a man taketh is for himself, and yet his desire is never filled after his mind. For what hath the wise more than the fool? What helpeth it the poor that he knoweth to walk before the living? The sight of the eyes is better than that the soul should so depart away. The sight of the eyes is better than that the soul should so depart away. I don't think I have puzzled out what that is. What helpeth it? Okay. Howbeit, this is also a vain thing, and a disquietness of mind. The thing that hath been is named already, and known that it is even man himself. Neither may he go to law with him that is mightier than he. Many things there be that increase vanity, and what hath a man else? For who knoweth what is good for man living in the days of his vain life, which is but a shadow? Or who will tell a man what shall happen after him under the sun? 7. That which passeth our strengths and wits ought we not to seek after, or surpasseth. A good name is more worth than a precious ointment, and the day of death is better than the day of birth. It is better to go into an house of mourning than into a banqueting house, for there is the end of all men, and he that is living taketh it to heart. It is better to be sorry than to laugh, for when the countenance is heavy, the heart is reformed. The heart of the wise is in the mourning house, but the heart of the foolish is in the house of mirth. It is better to give ear to the chastening of a wise man than to hear the song of fools. For the laughing of fools is like the cracking of thorns under a pot, burning, crackling, and that is but a vain thing. Whoso doeth wrong maketh a wise man to go out of his wit, and destroyeth a gentle heart. I've seen destroy used to mean, brought to naught, brought to ruin, I suppose. The end of a thing is better than the beginning. The patient of spirit is better than the high-minded. Those who are patient of spirit. Be not hastily angry in thy mind, for wrath resteth in the bosom of fools. Say not thou, what is the cause that the days of the old time were better than they that be now? For that were no wise question. Wisdom is better than riches, yea, much more worth than the eyesight. For wisdom defendeth as well as money, and the excellent knowledge and wisdom giveth life unto him that hath it in possession. Consider the work of God, how that no man can make the thing straight which he maketh crooked, which God maketh crooked. Use well the time of prosperity, and remember the time of misfortune. Use well. Okay. For God maketh the one by the other, such that a man can find nothing else. This could be through the other, or it could be right up by the other. All things have I considered in the time of my vanity, that the just man perisheth for his righteousness' sake, and the ungodly liveth in his wickedness. Therefore be thou neither too righteous, neither overwise, that thou perish not. Be neither too unrighteous also, neither too foolish, lest thou die before thy time. It is good for thee to take hold of this, and not to let that go out of thy hand. For he that feareth God shall escape them all. Wisdom giveth more courage unto the wise than 10 mighty men of the city, for there is not one just upon earth that doeth good and sinneth not. Take not heed unto every word that is spoken, lest thou hear thy servant curse thee, for thine own heart knoweth that thou thyself also hast oft times spoken cruel by other men. All these things have I proved in wisdom, for I thought to be wise, but she went farther from me than she was before, yea, and so deep that I might not reach unto her. I applied my mind also unto knowledge, and to seek out science, wisdom, and understanding, to know the foolishness of the ungodly, and the error of doting fools. And I found that a woman is bitterer than death, for she is a very angle, a hook of a trap. Her heart is a net, and her hands are chains. Whoso pleaseth God shall escape from her, but the sinner will be taken with her. Behold, saith the preacher, this have I diligently searched out and proved, that I might come by knowledge, which as yet I seek, and find it not. Find especially the foundation of it. Among 1,000 men I have found one, but not one woman among all. Lo, this only have I found, that God made man just and right, but they sought many inventions. 8. The king's commandment ought to be obeyed. Gladness is one of the chief things under the sun. Who is wise? Who hath knowledge to make answer? A man's wisdom maketh his face to shine, but malice putteth it out of favor. I must keep the king's commandment, and the oath that I have made unto God. Be not hasty to go out of his sight, and see thou continue in no evil thing. For whatsoever it pleaseth him, that doeth he. Like as when a king giveth a charge, his commandment is mighty. Even so, who may say unto him, What doest thou? What doest thou? Hold on, I want to make a note here. Okay. What doest thou? Whoso keepeth the commandment shall feel no harm, but a wise man's heart discerneth the time and manner. For everything will have opportunity and judgment, and this is the thing that maketh men full of carefulness and sorrow. And why? A man knoweth not what is for to come, for who will tell him? Neither is there any man that hath power over the Spirit, to keep still the Spirit, neither to have any power in the time of death. It is not he also that can make an end of the battle, neither may ungodliness deliver them that meddle withal. Them that meddle with ungodliness. It is also not he, not And this he is any man. Neither is there any man. It is also not he that can make an end of the battle. Okay. All these things have I considered, and applied my mind unto every work that is done that is under the sun, how one man hath lordship upon another to his own harm. For I have oft seen the ungodly brought to their graves, and fallen down from the high holy place, insomuch that they were forgotten in the city, where they had in so high and great reputation. This is also a vain thing, because now that evil works are not hastily punished, presently the heart of man giveth himself over unto wickedness. But though an evil person offend 100 times and have a long life, yet am I sure that it shall go well with them that fear God, because they have him before their eyes. Again, as for the ungodly, it shall not be well with him, neither shall he prolong his days, but even as a shadow, so shall he be that feareth not God. Yet is there a vanity upon earth, yet is there. There be just men, unto whom it happeneth as though they had the works of the ungodly. Again, there be ungodly, with whom it goeth as though they had the works of the righteous. This have I called also a vain thing. Therefore I commend gladness, because a man hath no better thing under the sun than to eat and drink, and to be merry, for that he shall have of his labor all the days of his life, which God giveth him under the sun. No, for that shall he have. Okay. Gladness, for that shall he have of his labor all the days of his life. And so I applied my mind to learn wisdom, and to know the travail that is in the world, and of such a fashion that I suffered not mine eyes to sleep neither day neither night. I applied myself in such a fashion, and that of such a fashion. I understood of all the works of God, but it is not possible for a man to attain unto the works that are done under the sun. And though he bestow his labor to seek them out, yet can he not reach unto them. Yea, though a wise man would undertake to know them, yet shall he not find them. Find and attain. 9. A man wotteth not by the righteousness of his own works whether he be worthy of love or hate. A man ought to live merrily with his wife, a praise of wisdom. For all these things purposed I in my mind to seek out. The righteous and wise, yea, and their servants also, are in the hand of God, and there is no man that knoweth either love or hate, but all things are before them. Wow, that's speaking about making a judgments of good and bad. They're all just laid out. Good, bad, and everything in between. And everything, yeah, okay. I wonder what King James says here. It happeneth unto one as unto another. It goeth with the righteous as with the ungodly, with the good and clean as with the unclean, with him that offereth as with him that offereth not. Like as it goeth with the virtuous, so goeth it also with the sinner. As it happeneth unto the perjured, so happeneth it also unto him that is afraid to be forsworn. Among all things that come to pass under the sun, this is a misery, that it happeneth unto all alike. This is the cause also that the hearts of men are full of wickedness, and mad foolishness is in their hearts as long as they live, until they die. And why? As long as a man liveth, he is careless. For a quick dog, say they, is better than a dead lion. For they that be living know that they shall die, but they that be dead know nothing, neither deserve they any more. And that means, neither are they deserving of rewards anymore. any longer. For their memorial is forgotten, such that they be neither loved, hated, nor envied, neither have they any more part in the world, in all that is done under the sun. Go thou thy way, then, eat thy bread with joy, and drink thy wine with a glad heart, for thy works please God. Let thy garments be always white, and let thy head lack none ointment. Use thyself, or accustom thyself, to live joyfully with thy wife, whom thou lovest. All the days of thy life, which is but vain, that God giveth thee under the sun, all the days of thy vanity, for that is thy portion in this life of all thy labor and travail, which thou takest under the sun. Whatsoever thou takest in hand to do, that do with all thy power. For in the grave that thou goest unto, there is neither work, counsel, knowledge, nor wisdom. So I turned me unto other things under the sun, and I saw that in running it helpeth not to be swift, in battle it helpeth not to be strong, to feeding it helpeth not to be wise, to riches it helpeth not to be subtle. To be had in favor it helpeth not to be cunning, but that all lieth in time and fortune. For a man knoweth not his time, but like as the fish are taken with the angle, and as the birds are catched with the snare, even so are men taken in the perilous time, when it cometh suddenly upon them. This wisdom have I seen also under the sun, and methought it a great thing. There was a little city, and a few men within it. So there came a great king, and besieged it, and made great bulwarks against it. And in the city there was found a poor man, but he was wise, which with his wisdom delivered the city. Yet was there nobody that had any respect unto such a simple man. Then said I, Wisdom is better than strength. Nevertheless, a simple man's wisdom is despised, and his words are not heard. A wise man's counsel that is followed in silence is far above the crying of a captain among fools. For wisdom is better than harness, or weapons, arms. But one unthrift alone destroyeth much good. 10. The difference betwixt a fool and a wise man, fortunate and happy is that realm which hath a wise prince. A dead fly doth corrupt sweet ointment, and maketh it to stink. Even so, oftentimes he that is made of for wisdom and honor, and this is made much of, had in reputation. He that is made of for wisdom and honor is abhorred because of a little foolishness. A wise man's heart is upon the right hand, but a fool's heart is upon the left. A doting fool thinketh that every man doeth as foolishly as himself. If a principal spirit be given thee to bear rule, be not negligent then in thine office, for he that can take cure of himself avoideth great offenses. Take cure, take care. I think that's the same thing. Another plague is there which I have seen under the sun, namely, the ignorance that is commonly among princes, in that a fool sitteth in great dignity, and the rich are set down beneath. The rich are set down beneath. Meaning not necessarily wise people, but, capable people. I have seen servants ride upon horses, and princes going upon their feet as it were servants. But he that diggeth up a pit shall fall therein himself, and whoso breaketh down the hedge, a serpent shall bite him. Whoso removeth stones shall have travail withal, and he that heweth wood shall be hurt therewith. When an iron is blunt, and the point not sharpened, it must be whet again, and that with might. Even so doth wisdom follow diligence. A babbler of his tongue is no better than a serpent that stingeth without hissing. The words out of a wise man's mouth are gracious, but the lips of a fool will destroy himself. The beginning of his talking is foolishness, and the last word of his mouth is stark madness. A fool is full of words, and a man cannot tell what shall come to pass. Who will then warn him of it that shall follow after him? Who will then warn him of it that shall follow after him? The labor of the foolish is grievous unto them, while they know not how to go into the city. They know not how to present themselves or make their dealing with people in the city. Woe be unto thee, O thou land, whose king is but a child, and whose princes are early at their banquets. But well is thee, O thou land, whose king is come of nobles, and whose princes eat in due season, for necessity and not for lust. Through slothfulness the balks, or the beams, fall down, and through idle hands it raineth in at the house. The roof droppeth through with rain. Meat maketh men to laugh, and wine maketh them merry, but unto money are all things obedient. Wish the king no evil in thy thought, and speak no hurt of the rich in thy privy chamber. For a bird of the air shall betray thy voice, and with her feathers shall she bewray thy words. 11. Riches ought to be distribute unto the needy, or distributed. Send thy victuals over the waters, and so shalt thou find them after many days. Give it away among 7 or 8, for thou knowest not what misery shall come upon earth. When the clouds are full, they pour out rain upon the earth. And when the tree falleth, whether it be toward the south or north, in what place soever it fall, there it lieth. He that regardeth the wind shall not sow, and he that hath respect unto the clouds shall not reap. Having overmuch respect to the wind and clouds. Now, like as thou knowest not the way of the wind, neither how the bones are filled in a mother's womb, even so thou knowest not the works of God, which is the workmaster of all. Cease not thou therefore with thy hands to sow thy seed, whether it be in the morning or in the evening, for thou knowest not whether this or that shall prosper. And if they both take, it is the better. The light is sweet, and a pleasant thing is it for the eyes to look upon the sun. If a man live many years and be glad in them all, let him remember the days of darkness, which shall be many, and that which followeth. All things shall be but vanity. And that followeth, all things shall be but vanity. And what followeth? Okay. Be glad then, O thou young man, in thy youth, and let thine heart be merry in thy young days. Follow the ways of thine own heart, and the lust or desire of thine eyes, but be thou sure that God shall bring thee into judgment for all these things. Lust is very frequently used just to mean desire. It's a neutral word in this version. 12. From our youth ought we to consider and regard the goodness of God. Put away displeasure out of thine heart, and remove evil from thy body, for childhood and youth is but vanity. Remember thy Maker in thy youth, ere ever the days of adversity come, and ere the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have not pleasure in them. Before the sun, the light, the moon, and stars be darkened, and ere the clouds turn again after the rain, or turn back after the rain, when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and when the strong men shall bow themselves, when the millers stand still, because they be so few, and when the sight of the windows shall wax dim. When the doors in the streets shall be shut, and when the voice of the miller shall be laid down, when men shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and when all the daughters of music shall be brought low, when men shall fear in high places, and be afraid in the streets, when the almond tree shall flourish, and be laden with the grasshopper. The grasshopper shall be a burden. I'm not sure about the almond tree. And when all lust or desire shall pass, because when man goeth to his long home, and the mourners go about the streets, ere ever the silver lace be taken away, and ere the golden band be broken, or the pot be broken at the wall or at the well, and the wheel upon the cistern. This is probably ere again. Ere the pot be broken, and the wheel upon the cistern. Then shall the dust be turned back unto earth from whence it came, and the spirit shall return unto God which gave it. All is but vanity, saith the preacher, all is but plain vanity. The preacher was yet more wise, and taught the people knowledge. He gave good heed, sought out the ground, or foundation, and set forth many parables. His diligence was to find out acceptable words, right scripture, and the words of truth. For the words of the wise are like pricks and nails that go through, wherewith men are kept together, assembled together. For they are given of one shepherd only. Wow. Therefore beware, my son, that above these thou make thee not many and innumerable books, nor take diverse doctrines in hand, to weary thy body withal. King James says, much study. This specifies diversity of doctrines. Stick to one or few doctrines. Don't chase after diverse to try to understand all of them. That's weariness. Let us hear the conclusion of all things. Fear God and keep his commandments, for that toucheth all men. For God shall judge all works and secret things, whether they be good or evil. The end of the book of the preacher, otherwise called Ecclesiastes. Okay, now we have the Ballad of Ballads of Solomon, called this in Latin. Okay, Chapter 1. A mystical song of the spiritual and godly love between Christ the spouse and the church or congregation, his spouse S. That's neat, spouse S. Also church spelled with a Y, but pretty often you'll see a Y not only replacing an I, but other vowels as well. So it's not necessarily replacing an I. Okay. Oh, that he would kiss me with the kisses of his mouth, for thy love is more pleasant than wine, and that because of the good and pleasant savor. Thy name is a sweet-smelling ointment, therefore do the maidens love thee. Draw thou me unto thee, we will run after thee. The king hath brought me into his privy chambers, we will be glad and rejoice in thee. We think more of thy love than of wine. They that be righteous love thee. I am black, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, like as the tents of the tents of the Kedarines, and as the hangings of Solomon. But yet am I fair and well favored withal. Marvel not at me that I am so black, for why? The sun hath shined upon me. My mother's children had evil will at me. They made me the keeper of the vineyards, but mine own vineyard have I not kept. Tell me of him whom my soul loveth, where thou feedest, where thou makest them rest at the noonday. For why shall I be like him that goeth wrong about the flocks of thy companions? Or goeth wrong, or goeth aside? I had to look that one up. Goeth wrong. Yeah, that's going out of one's way. If thou know not thyself, O thou fairest among women, then go thy way forth after the footsteps of the sheep, and feed thy goats beside the shepherds' tents. Unto the host of Pharaoh's chariots have I compared thee, O my soul. Thy cheeks and thy neck is beautiful as the turtle doves, and hanged with spangs and goodly jewels. A neckband of gold will we make thee, with silver buttons. When the king sitteth at the table, he shall smell my nardus, the spikenard. A bundle of myrrh is my love unto me. He will lie betwixt my breasts. A cluster of grapes is in the vineyards of Engadi. Cluster of grapes of the vineyard, in the vineyards, is my love unto me. Oh, how fair art thou, my love, how fair art thou. Thou hast dove's eyes. Oh, how fair art thou, my beloved. How well favored art thou. Our bed is decked with flowers. The ceilings of our house are of cedar tree, and our balks of cypress. And ceilings, I think there's even rafters. But yeah, ceiling is a very odd spelling. S-I-L-I-N-G. Ceilings. 2. I am the lily of the field and rose of the valleys. As the rose among the thorns, so is my love among the daughters Like as the apple tree among the trees of the wood, so is my beloved among the sons. The apple of my eye. My delight is to sit under his shadow. For his fruit is sweet unto my throat, or mouth. Throat is used very often to mean mouth or even voice. In this version, he bringeth me into his wine cellar, and loveth me specially well. Refresh me with grapes, comfort me with apples, for I am sick of love. His left hand lieth under my head, and his right hand shall embrace me. I charge you, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, by the roes and hinds of the field, that you wake not up my love, nor touch her, till she be content herself. Methink I hear the voice of my beloved. Lo, there cometh he hopping upon the mountains, and leaping over the little hills. My beloved is like a roe or a young hart. Behold, he standeth behind our wall. He looketh in at the window, and peepeth through the grate. My beloved answered and said unto me, O stand up, my love, my beautiful, and come, for lo, the winter is now past, the rain is away and gone. The flowers are come up in the field, the time of the birds' singing is come, and the voice of the turtle dove is heard in our land. The fig tree bringeth forth her figs, and the vines bear blossoms, and have a good smell. O stand up, my love, my beautiful, and come, O my dove, out of the caves of the rocks, out of the holes of the wall. O let me see thy countenance, and hear thy voice, for sweet is thy voice, and fair is thy face. Get us the foxes. And I'm not sure what that means. King James says, take us the foxes. So, yea, the little foxes that hurt the vines, for our vines bear blossoms. My love is mine, and I am his, which feedeth among the roses, until the day break, and till the shadows be gone. Come again, O my beloved, and be like as the roe or a young hart upon the wide mountains. 3. By night in my bed I sought him, whom my soul loveth. Yea, diligently sought I him, but I found him not. I will get up, thought I, and go about the city, upon the market, and in all the streets will I seek him whom my soul loveth. But when I sought him, I found him not. The watchmen also that go about the city found me. Saw ye not him whom my soul loveth? So when I was a little past them, I found him whom my soul loveth. I have gotten hold upon him. I will not let him go until I bring him into my mother's house, and into her chamber that bare me. I charge you, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, by the roes and hinds of the field, that ye wake not up my love, neither touch her, till she be content herself. Who is this that cometh up out of the wilderness, like vapors of smoke, as it were a smell of myrrh, frankincense, and all manner spices of the apothecary? Behold, about Solomon's bedstead there stand 60 valiant men of the most mighty in Israel. They hold swords, every one, and are expert in war. Every man also hath his sword upon his thigh, because of fear in the night. King Solomon had made himself a palace of the wood of Lebanon. The pillars are of silver, the covering of gold, the seat of purple. The ground, or foundation, is pleasantly paved with a love for the daughters of Jerusalem. Go forth, O ye daughters of Zion, and behold King Solomon in the crown, wherewith his mother crowned him, in the day of his marriage, and in the day of the gladness of his heart. 4. O how fair art thou, my love, how fair art thou! Thou hast dove's eyes, beside that which lieth hid within. Thy hairy locks are like the wool of a flock of sheep that be shorn upon Mount Gilead. Thy teeth are like sheep of the same bigness, equal bigness, which went up from the washing place, where every one beareth 2 twins, and not one unfruitful among them. Thy lips are like a rose-colored ribbon. Thy words are lovely, thy cheeks are like a piece of a pomegranate, besides that which lieth hid within. Thy neck is like the Tower of David. The Tower of David, builded with bulwarks, whereupon there hang 1,000 shields, yea, all the weapons of the giants, or mighty men. Thy 2 breasts are like 2 twins of young roes, which feed among roses. O that I might go to the mountain of myrrh, and to the hill of frankincense, till the day break, and till the shadows be passed away. Thou art all fair, O my love, and no spot is there in thee. Come to me from Lebanon, O my spouse. Come to me from Lebanon. Look from the top of Amana, from the top of Shenir and Hermon, from the lions' dens, and from the mountains of the leopards. Thou hast wounded my heart, O my sister, my spouse. Thou hast wounded my heart with one of thine eyes, and with one chain of thy neck. Oh, how fair are thy breasts, my sister, my spouse! Thy breasts are more pleasant than wine, and the smell of thine ointments passeth all spices. Thy lips, O my spouse, drop as the honeycomb, yea, milk and honey is under thy tongue, and the smell of thy garments is like the smell of Lebanon. A well-kept garden is my sister, my spouse, a well-kept water spring, and a sealed well. The fruits of that sprout in thee are like a very paradise of pomegranates with sweet fruits, as cypress, nardus, and saffron, calamus, and cinnamon, with all sweet-smelling trees, myrrh, aloes, and all the best spices, a well of gardens, a well of living waters, which run down from Lebanon. Up, thou north wind, come thou south wind, and blow upon my garden, that the smell thereof may be carried on every side, yea, that my beloved may come into my garden, and eat of the sweet fruits that grow therein. 5. I am come into my garden, O my sister, my spouse. I have gathered my myrrh with my spice. I have eaten honey with my honeycomb. I have drunk my wine with my milk. Eat, O ye friends, drink and be merry, O ye beloved. As I am asleep and my heart is waking, I hear the voice of my beloved when he knocketh. Open to me, O my sister, my love, my dove, my darling, for my head is full of dew, and the locks of my hair are full of the night drops. I have put off my coat, how can I do it on again? I have washed my feet, how shall I file or defile them again? My love put in his hand at the hole, and my heart was moved within me. I stood up to open unto my beloved, and my hands dropped with myrrh, and the myrrh ran down my fingers upon the lock. I opened unto my beloved, and he was departed and gone his way. Now when he spake, my heart was gone. When he spake, okay. I sought him, but I could not find him. I cried upon him, nevertheless he gave me no answer. So the watchmen that went about the city found me, smote me, and wounded me. Yea, they that kept the walls took away my garment from me. I charge you therefore, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, if ye find my beloved, that you tell him how that I am sick for love. Who is thy love above all other lovers, O thou fairest among women? Or what can thy love do more than other lovers, that thou chargest us so straitly? As for my love, he is white and red-colored, a singular person among many thousands. His head is as the most fine gold, the locks of his hair are bushed, as black as a crow, a raven. His eyes are as the eyes of doves by the water brooks, washen with milk, and remaining in a plenteous place. His cheeks are like a garden bed, wherein the apothecaries plant all manner of sweet things. His lips are like roses that drop myrrh. His hands are full of gold rings and precious stones. His body is as the pure ivory, decked over with sapphires. His legs are as the pillars of marble, set upon sockets of gold. His face is as Lebanon, and as the beauty of the cedar trees. His mouth is sweet, yea, it is altogether lovely. Throat is pretty often used for mouth or even voice. Such one is my love. O ye daughters of Jerusalem, such one is my love. 6. Whither is thy love gone then, O thou fairest among women? Whither is thy love departed? We will seek him with thee. My love is gone down into his garden, unto the sweet-smelling beds, that he may refresh himself in the garden and gather roses. My love is mine, and I am his, which feedeth among the roses. Thou art pleasant, O my love, even as loveliness itself. Even as loveliness itself. Thou art fair as Jerusalem, fearful as an army of men with their banners. Turn away thine eyes from me, for they have set me on fire. Thy hairy locks are like a flock of goats upon the mount of Gilead. Thy teeth are like a flock of shorn sheep, which go out of the washing place, where every one beareth two twins, and not one unfruitful among them. Thy cheeks are like a piece of a pomegranate, besides that which lieth hid within. There are 60 queens, 80 wives, and damsels without number. One is my dove, one is my darling. She is the only beloved of her mother, and dear unto her that bare her. When the daughters saw her, they said, She was blessed. Yea, the queens and wives praised her. What is she this, that peepeth out as the morning, fair as the moon, clear as the sun, and fearful as an army of men with their banners? I went down unto the nut garden, to see what grew by the brooks, and to look if the vineyard flourished, or if the pomegranates were shot forth. I knew not that my soul had made me the people that be under tribute. Made me And in the King James, this is, what was this? The chariots of like Aminadab, I think. And actually, I probably still don't know the signification of that. I knew not that my soul, this could be my, the soul mate, had made me the people that be under tribute. Turn again, or turn back. Turn again, O thou perfect one, turn again, and we will look upon thee. What will ye see in the Shulamite? She is like men of war that be in a dance. King James says a company of 2 armies, which is kind of strange. 1 company, 2 armies? Yeah, they're all... I don't know. Okay. 7. How pleasant are thy treadings with thy shoes, thou prince's daughter! Thy thighs are like a fair jewel, which is wrought by a cunning workmaster. Thy navel is like a round goblet, which is never without drink. Thy womb is like a heap of wheat that is set about with roses. A little bit different. Thy belly. Thy 2 breasts are like 2 twins of young roes. Thy neck is as it were a tower of ivory. Thine eyes also are like the water pools that are in Heshbon, beside the port of Bath-rabbim. Thy nose is like the tower of Lebanon, which looketh toward Damascus. That head that standeth upon thee is like Carmel, and the hair of thy head is like the king's purple, folded up in plaits. Oh, how fair and lovely art thou, my darling, in pleasures! Thy stature is like a palm tree, and thy breasts like the grapes. I said, I will climb up into the palm tree, and take hold of his branches. Thy breasts also shall be as the vine clusters that smell, the smell of thy nostrils, like the smell of apples. That's a little bit intimate. And thy throat, or mouth, like the best vine. This shall be pure and clear for my love. This shall be pure and clear for my love. His lips and teeth shall have their pleasure. There will I turn me unto my love, and he shall turn him unto me. Oh, come on, my love, we will go forth into the field, and take our lodging in the villages. In the morning will we go see the vineyard, if it be sprung forth, if the grapes be grown, and if the pomegranates be shot out. There will I give thee my breasts, the mandragoras give their smell, and beside our doors are all manner of pleasant fruits, both new and old, which I have kept for thee, O my beloved. Oh, mandrakes, isn't it? 8. Oh, that I might find thee without, or outside, and kiss thee, whom I love, as my brother, which sucked my mother's breasts, and that thou wouldst not be offended if I took thee and brought thee into my mother's house, that thou mightst teach me, and that I might give thee drink of spiced wine, and of the sweet sap of my pomegranates. His left hand shall be under my head, and his right hand shall embrace me. I charge you, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, that ye wake not up my love, neither touch her, till she be content herself. What is she this, that cometh up from the wilderness, and leaneth upon her love? I waked thee up among the apple trees, where thy mother brought thee into the world. O, set me as a seal upon thine heart, and as a seal upon thine arm. For love is mighty as the death. Love is mighty as the death, and jealousy as the hell. Jealousy as mighty as the hell. Her coals are fire, and a very flame of the Lord, such that many waters are not able to quench love. Neither may the streams drown it. Yea, if a man would give all the good of his house for love, he should count it nothing. Our sister is but young, and hath no breasts. What shall we do for our sister when she shall be spoken for? If she be a wall, we shall build a silver bulwark thereupon. If she be a door, we shall fasten her with boards of cedar tree. I am a wall, and my breasts like towers. Then was I as one that hath found favor in his sight. Solomon hath a vineyard at Baal Hamon, and this vineyard delivered he unto the keepers, that every one for the fruit thereof should give him 1,000 pieces of silver. My vineyard is in my sight. Thou, O Solomon, must have 1,000, and the keepers 200 with the fruit. Not sure. Thou that dwellest in the gardens, O let me hear thy voice, that my companions may hearken to the same. O get thee away, my love, and be as a roe or a young hart upon the sweet-smelling mountains. There you are. End of the Ballad of Ballads of Solomon. Was written so large it's almost hard to read that. Okay, well there we have it. Isaiah. And actually, I'll be right back. Okay. Isaiah chapter 1. Isaiah prophesieth that the anger of God shall come upon Jerusalem because of their sins. The vision of Isaiah, the son of Amoz, which he saw upon Judah and Jerusalem in the days of Uzziah, and Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, kings of Judah. Hear, O heaven, and hearken, O earth, for the Lord hath spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, but they have done wickedly against me. The ox hath known his owner, and the ass his master's crib, but Israel hath received no knowledge. My people hath no understanding. Alas for this sinful nation, a people of great iniquity, a froward generation, unnatural children. They have forsaken the Lord, they have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger, and are gone backward. Whereby should you be plagued any more? For you are ever falling away. The whole head is sick, and the heart is heavy. From the sole of the foot unto the head, there is no whole part in all your body, but all are wounds, botches, sores, and stripes, which can neither be helped, bound up, mollified, neither eased with any ointment. Your land lieth waste, your cities are burnt up, your enemies devour your land. And ye must be fain to stand and look upon it. Okay, and this is a little bit different usage of fain. And it is desolate, as it were with enemies in a battle. Moreover, the daughter of Zion is left alone like a cottage in a vineyard, like a lodge in a garden of cucumbers, like a besieged city. And except the Lord of hosts had left us a few alive, we should have been as Sodom, and like unto Gomorrah. Hear the word of the Lord, ye lords of Sodom, and hearken unto the law of our God, thou people of Gomorrah. Why offer ye so many sacrifices unto me? I am full of the burnt offerings of wedders, and of the fatness of fed beasts. I have no pleasure in the blood of bullocks, lambs, and goats. When ye appear before me, who requireth you to tread within my porches? Offer me no more oblations, for it is but lost labor. Incense is an abominable thing unto me. I may not away with your new moons, your Sabbaths, and solemn days. Your feastings are also in vain. I hate your new holy days and fastings, even from my very heart. They make me weary. I cannot abide them. When you hold out your hands, I will turn mine eyes from you. And though you make many prayers, yet will I hear nothing at all, seeing your hands are full of blood. Wash you, make you clean, put away your evil thoughts out of my sight. Cease from doing evil, learn to do right. Apply yourselves to equity, deliver the oppressed, help the fatherless to his right. Let the widow's complaint come before you. Now go to, saith the Lord, let us talk together. Though your sins be as red as scarlet, they shall be as white as snow, and though they were like purple, they shall be as white as wool. If you be loving and obedient, you shall enjoy the best thing that groweth in the land. But if you be obstinate and rebellious, you shall be devoured with the sword, for thus the Lord hath promised with his own mouth. How happeneth it then that the righteous city, which was full of equity, is become unfaithful, as an whore? Righteousness dwelt in it, but now murder. Thy silver is turned to dross, and thy wine mixed with water. The princes are wicked and companions of thieves. They love gifts altogether, and gape for rewards. As for the fatherless, they help him not to his right, neither will they let the widow's causes to come before them. Therefore saith the Lord God of hosts, the mighty one of Israel, Ah, I must ease me of mine enemies, and avenge me of mine adversaries. I shall lay my hand upon them, upon thee, and burn out thy dross from the finest and purest. and put out all thy 10, and set thy judges again as they were some time before, and thy senators as they were from the beginning. Then shalt thou be called the righteous city, the faithful city. Zion shall be redeemed with equity, and they shall turn again, or turn back unto her in righteousness. For the transgressors and ungodly, and such as are become unfaithful unto the Lord, must altogether be utterly destroyed. And except ye be ashamed of the oak trees wherein ye have so delighted, and of the gardens that ye have chosen, ye shall be as an oak whose leaves are fallen away, and as a garden that hath no moistness. And as for the glory of these things, it shall be turned to dry straw, and he that made them to a spark, and they shall both burn together, such that no man shall be able to quench them. 2. Of the coming and death of Christ, and of the calling of the heathen. This is the word that was opened, or revealed unto Isaiah the son of Amoz, upon Judah and Jerusalem. It will be also in the last days, that the hill where the house of the Lord is builded shall be the chief among hills, and exalted above all little hills, and all nations shall press unto him. And a multitude of people shall go, speaking thus one to another. Up, let us go to the hill of the Lord, and to the house of God of Jacob, that he may show us his way, and that we may walk in his paths. For the law shall come out of Zion, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem, and shall give sentence among the heathen, and shall reform the multitude of people. They shall break their swords also into mattocks, and their spears to make scythes. And one people shall not lift up weapon against another, neither shall they learn to fight from thenceforth. Come ye, O house of Jacob, let us walk in the light of the Lord. But thou hast forsaken thy people, the house of Jacob, because they go far beyond their fathers in sorceries, whom they have as the Philistines had, and in strange children they think themselves to have enough. Their land is full of silver and gold, neither is there any end of their treasure. Their land is also full of horses, and no end is there of their chariots. Their land is also full of vain gods, and before the work of their own hands have they bowed themselves, yea, even before the thing that their own fingers have made. There kneeleth the man, there falleth the man down before them, such that thou cannot bring him away from thence. And therefore get thee into some rock, and hide thee in the ground for fear of the Lord, and for the glory of his majesty, which casteth down the high looks of presumptuous persons, and bringeth low the pride of man. And the Lord only shall be exalted in that day. For the day of the Lord of hosts shall go over all pride and presumption, upon all them that exalt themselves, and shall bring them all down, upon all high and stout cedar trees of Lebanon, or Lebanus, and upon all the oaks of Bashan, upon all high hills, and upon all stout mountains, upon all costly towers, and upon all strong walls, upon all ships of the sea, and upon everything that is glorious and pleasant to look upon. And it shall bring down the pride of man, and lay man's presumptuousness full low, and the Lord shall only have the victory in that day. But the idols shall utterly be rooted out. Men shall creep into holes of stone, and into caves of the earth, for fear of the Lord, and for the glory of his majesty. What time as he shall make him up. Okay, go up to condemn the earth. That's a neat phrasing. What time as he shall make him up to condemn the earth. Like the Lord says, I will up and visit this people. He shall make him up to condemn the earth. Up and condemn the earth. Then shall man cast away his gods of silver, and his gods of gold, which he nevertheless had made to honor them, for the purpose of honoring them, unto moles and bats. Backs, it says. This is the creature, the bat. Used to be spelled with a K. And they shall creep into the caves and rocks, and into the cliffs of hard stones, for fear of God, and for the glory of his majesty, when he riseth to condemn the earth. Fear not ye then any man whose breath is in his nostrils, for what is he of reputation. Of what reputation is he? Oh, oops. Just a second here. There. 3. He prophesied that at the coming of Christ all strength and power shall be put forth of Jewry. All strength and power shall be put forth off. Is this off? Put forth of. Okay. Put forth from. Well, let's read and find out. For lo, the Lord God of hosts doth take away from Jerusalem and Judah all possessions and power, all meat and drink, the captain and the soldier, the judge and the prophet, the wise and the aged man, the prince of 50 years old and the honorable, the senators and men of understanding, the master of crafts and orators. And I shall give them children to be their princes, and babes shall have the rule of you. The people also shall be pilled and polled, and one shall ever be doing violence and wrong to another. The boy shall presume against the elder, and the vile person against the honorable. Yea, one shall take a friend of his own kindred by the bosom, and say, Thou hast clothing, thou shalt be our head, for thou mayest keep us from his fall and peril. Thou mayest keep us from his fall and peril. I think this his indicates every man. Thou mayest keep us, every man, from his fall and peril. Then shall he swear and say, I cannot help you. Moreover, there is neither meat, neither clothing in my house. Make me no ruler of the people. For Jerusalem and Judah must decay, because that both their words and counsels are against the Lord, to provoke the presence of his majesty unto anger. The changing of their countenance bewrayeth them. Yea, they declare their own sins themselves as the Sodomites, and hide them not. Woe be unto their souls, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves. Bid the righteous do well, for they shall enjoy the fruits of their studies. Fruits of their studies. Neat. But woe be to, the fruits of someone else's studies. Okay. But woe be to the ungodly and unrighteous, for they shall be rewarded after their works, or according to their works. Children are extortioners of my people, and women have rule of them. O my people, the leaders deceive thee, and deprave the way of thy footsteps. The Lord is here to commune of the matter, and standeth to give judgment of the people. The Lord shall come forth to reason with the senators and princes of his people. It is ye that have burnt up my vineyard. The poor is in your houses. The poor is in your houses. Wherefore do ye oppress my people, and mar the faces of the poor, saith the Lord God of hosts. Moreover, thus saith the Lord, seeing the daughters of Zion are become so proud, and come in with stretched out necks, and with vain wanton eyes, seeing they come in tripping so nicely with their feet, therefore shall the Lord shave the heads of the daughters of Zion, and shall discover their shame. Remove the cover. In that day shall the Lord take away the gorgeousness of their apparel, and spangs, chains, partlets, and collars, bracelets, and hoves. This is like a head covering. The hove. The goodly flowered, wide, embroidered raiment, brushes and headbands, rings and garlands, holiday clothes and veils, kerchiefs and pins, glasses and smocks, bonnets and taches. Glasses are mirrors. And instead of good smell there shall be stink among them, and for their girdles there shall be loose bands, and for well set hair there shall be baldness. Instead of a stomacher, a sackcloth, and for their beauty witheredness and sunburning. Your husbands and mighty men shall perish with the sword in battle. At that time shall their gates mourn and complain, make complaint, and they shall sit as desolate folk upon the earth. Okay, a lot of interesting things here. But mainly, what was it? Oh, yeah. The use of deprave as a verb. They deprave the way. 4. For want of men, 7 women desire to have one man. Then shall 7 wives take hold of one man, and say, We will lay all our meat and clothing together in common, only that we may be called thy wives, and that this shameful reproof may be taken from us. After that time shall the branch of the Lord be beautiful and mighty, and the fruit of the earth shall be fair and pleasant for those Israelites that shall spring thereof. Then shall the remnant in Zion and the remnant at Jerusalem be called holy, namely all such as are written among the living at Jerusalem, what time as the Lord shall wash away the filthiness of the daughters of Zion, and purge the blood out from Jerusalem with the wind of his smoke and fire. Moreover, upon all the dwellings of the hill of Zion, and upon their whole congregation, shall the Lord provide a cloud and smoke by day, and the shining of a flaming fire by night, for all their glory shall be preserved. And Jerusalem shall be a tabernacle for a shadow, because of heat. Okay. In the daytime, a place and refuge where a man may keep him from weather and rain. Tabernacle for a shadow. Five, of Christ and his vineyard, with an execration of covetousness and drunkenness. Now will I sing my beloved friend a song because of his vineyard. My beloved friend hath a vineyard in a very fruitful, plenteous ground. This he hedged, this he walled round about, and planted it with goodly grapes. In the midst of it builded he a tower, and made a winepress therein. And afterward, when he looked that it should bring him grapes, it brought forth thorns. Wild grapes. Now therefore, O ye citizens of Jerusalem and whole Judah, judge, I pray you, betwixt me and my vineyard. What more could have been done for it, that I have not done? Wherefore then hath it given thorns, where I looked to have had grapes of it? Well, now I shall tell you how I will do with my vineyard. I will take the hedge from it, that it may perish, and break down the wall, that it may be trodden under foot. I will lay it waste, that it shall neither be twisted nor cut, but bear thorns and briars. I will also forbid the clouds, that they shall not rain upon it. As for the vineyard of the Lord of hosts, it is the house of Israel, and whole Judah his fair planting. Of these he looked for equity, and see, there is wrong. For righteousness, lo, it is but misery. Woe unto them that join one house to another, and bring one land so nigh unto another, that the poor can get no more ground, and that ye may dwell upon the earth alone. These things are in the ears of the Lord of hosts. Shall not many greater and more gorgeous houses be so waste, that no man shall dwell in them? No man shall dwell in them. And 10 acres of vines shall give but a quart, and 30 bushels of seed shall give but an ephah. Acres. Woe be unto them that rise up early to follow drunkenness, and to them that continue so until night, and till they be set on fire with wine. In those companies are harps and lutes, tabrets and pipes, and wine, but they regard not the work of the Lord, and consider not the operation of his hands. Therefore cometh my folk also into captivity, because they have no understanding. Their glory is famished with hunger, and their pride is marred for thirst. Therefore gapeth hell, and openeth her mouth marvellous wide. Therefore gapeth hell, that their pride, boasting in wealth, with such as rejoice therein, may descend into it. And hell is probably the grave in the King James. But hell is used neutrally in this book. Thus hath man a fall, it is brought low, and the high look of the proud shall be laid down. But the Lord of hosts is exalted in judgment, and God that is holy is praised in righteousness. Then shall the sheep eat in order, and the rich man's lands that were laid waste shall strangers devour. Woe be unto them that draw wickedness unto them with cords of vanity and sin, as it were with a cart rope, which use which custom themselves to speak on this manner. Let him make haste now and go forth with his work, that we may see it. Yeah, making a mockery of God here. Let the counsel of the Holy One of Israel come and draw nigh, that we may know it. Woe be unto them that call evil good and good evil, which make darkness light, and light darkness, that make sour sweet, and sweet sour. Woe be unto them that are wise in their own sight, and think themselves to have understanding. Woe be unto them that are strong to sup out wine, and expert men to set up drunkenness. Set up drunkenness. Organized drunkenness. These give sentence with the ungodly for rewards, but condemn the just because of the righteous. And sentence is always a sentence of the judges or of the court. Therefore, like as fire licketh up the straw, and as the flame consumeth the stubble, even so their root shall be as corruption, and their blossom shall vanish away like dust. For they have cast away the law of the Lord of hosts, and blasphemed the word of the Holy Maker of Israel. Therefore is the wrath of the Lord kindled also against his people, and he shaketh his hand at them. Yea, he hath smitten so, that the hills did tremble. And their carcasses did lie in the open streets like mire. And in all this the wrath of God hath not ceased, but his hand is stretched out still. And he shall give a token unto a strange people, and call unto them in a far country. And behold, they shall come hastily with speed. There shall not be one faint nor feeble among them, no, not a sluggish nor slippery person. Slippery. Their foot shall not slip. There shall not one of them put off the girdle from his loins, neither loose their latchet of his shoe. His arrows are sharp, and all his bows bent. His horse hooves are like flint, and his cartwheels like a stormy wind. His cry is as it were of a lion, and he roareth like lions' whelps. They shall roar, and what is this? Haunch up the prey? Wow. And no man shall recover it or get it from them. In that day they shall be so fierce upon them as the sea. And if we look unto the land, behold, it shall be all darkness and sorrow. If we look toward heaven, behold, it shall be dark. Haunch up. Didn't see that before. I guess that's like snatch up. Okay, 6. Isaiah saw the glory of the Lord and was sent to prophesy the desolation of Jewry. In the same year that King Uzziah died, I saw the Lord sitting upon an high and glorious seat, and his train filled the palace. From above Flickered. Flackered? Oh, flacker. Like fluttering of your wings. What's that noise? To flacker the wings. What is that similar to? From above flackered the seraphim's wings, whereof every one had 6 wings. With twain each covered his face, with twain his feet, and with twain did he fly. They cried also each one to other on this manner, each one to the other, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole world is full of his glory. Yea, the geese and door checks moved at his crying, and the house was full of smoke. This is the door posts and the thresholds. The door check is a threshold, I believe. Actually, let me look at this. Whoa. Huh, okay. And the house was full of smoke. Then I said, Oh, woe is me, for I am lost, inasmuch as I am a man of unclean lips, and dwell among people that hath unclean lips also. For mine ears have seen the King and Lord of hosts. Then flew one of the seraphims unto me, having a hot coal in his hand, which he had taken from the altar with the tongs, and touched my mouth, and said, Lo, this hath touched thy lips, and thine unrighteousness is taken away, and thy sin forgiven. Also I heard the voice of the Lord saying on this manner, Whom shall I send, and who will be our messenger? Then I said, Here am I, send me. And he said, Go and tell this people, You shall hear indeed, but ye shall not understand. You shall plainly see, and not perceive. Harden the heart of this people, stop their ears, and shut their eyes, that they see not with their eyes, hear not with their ears, and understand not with their hearts, and convert and be healed. Then spake I, Lord, how long? He answered, Until the cities be utterly without inhabitants, and the houses without men, till the land be also desolate, and lie unbuilded. For the Lord shall take the men far away, such that the land shall lie waste. Nevertheless the 10th part shall remain therein, for it shall convert, and be fruitful. And likewise as the terebinths and oak trees bring forth their fruits, so shall the holy seed have fruit. Terebinths. Put that right in here. 7. The Syrians move battle against Jerusalem. A virgin shall bear a child. It happened in the time of Ahaz the son of Jotham, which was the son of Uzziah king of Judah, that Razin the king of Syria and Pekah, the son of Remaliah king of Israel, went up toward Jerusalem to besiege it, but won it not, but took it not. Now when the house of David, that is Ahaz, heard word thereof, that Syria and Ephraim were confederate together, his heart quaked, yea, and the hearts also of his people, like as when a tree in the field is moved with the wind. Then said God unto Isaiah, Go meet Ahaz, thou and thy son Shear-Jashub, at the head of the overpool, in the footpath by the fuller's ground, and say unto him, Take heed to thyself, and be still, but fear not, neither be faint-hearted, for these 2 tales, that is, for these 2 smoking firebrands, the wrath and furiousness of Razin the Syrian and Remaliah's son, because that the king of Syria, Ephraim, and Remaliah's son have wickedly conspired against thee, saying, We will go up against Judah, vex them, and bring them under us, and set a king there, even the son of Tabeel. Let me try this again. Fear not, neither be faint-hearted for these 2 tales. That is, for these 2, the wrath and furiousness. Okay. Fear not, because that the king of Syria, Ephraim, and Remaliah's son have wickedly conspired, saying, We will go up against Judah, vex them, and bring them under us, and set a king there, even the son of Tabeel. For thus saith the Lord God thereto, It shall not so go forth, neither come so to pass. For the head city of the Syrians is Damascus, but the head of Damascus is Rezin. And after 65 years shall Ephraim be no more a people, and the chief city of Ephraim is Samaria, but the head of Samaria is Remaliah's son. If ye believe not, it cometh of your own unsteadfastness, I think. Oops. Okay. Undeadfastness? Steadfastness, I'm sure. What am I missing? Oh. Interesting. Okay. Moreover, God spake unto Ahaz, saying, Require a token of the Lord thy God, or ask a token, whether it be toward the depth beneath, or toward the height above. Then said Ahaz, I will require none, neither will I tempt the Lord. The Lord answered, Then hereto, ye of the house of David, is it not enough for you? Oh, hey, hereto, that's hearken to. Wow. Then, hereto, ye of the house of David, is it not enough for you that ye be grievous unto men, but ye must grieve my God also? And therefore the Lord shall give you a token. Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Emmanuel. Butter and honey shall he eat, that he may know to refuse the evil and choose the good. For, ere ever the child come to knowledge, to eschew the evil and choose the good, the land that thou art so afraid for shall be desolate of both her kings. The Lord also shall send a time upon thee. A time. And yeah, I've seen time used in here to mean you know, yeah, anyway. There will be such a time. Okay. Send a time upon thee, upon thy people, and upon thy father's house, such as never came since the time that Ephraim departed from Judah. Through the king of the Assyrians he will send it. For at the same time shall the Lord whistle for the flies that are about the water of Egypt, and for the bees in the Assyrians' land. These shall come, and shall light all in the valleys, in the vaults of stones, upon all green things, and in all corners. Oh, vaults. Vault of stones. At the same time shall the Lord shave the hair of the head and the feet and the beard clean off with the razor, that he shall pay them withal beyond the water. With the razor. Oh, is that the payment? Namely, with the king of the Assyrians. Oh. Okay, with the razor, in order that he shall pay them withal. I think. With the razor beyond the water, that he shall pay them withal. Okay, I got it. Let's put it in our own parentheses. I got it. At the same time shall the Lord shave the hair of the head and the feet and the beard clean off with the razor, that he shall pay them withal beyond the water, namely, with the king of the Assyrians. At the same time shall a man live with a cow and 2 sheep. Then, because of the abundance of milk, he shall make butter and eat it, such that every one which remaineth in the land shall eat butter and honey. At the same time all vineyards, though there be 1,000 vines in one, and were sold for 1,000 silverlings, shall be turned into briars and thorns. Like as they shall come into the land with arrows and bows, so shall all the land be come to briars and thorns. And as for all hills that are hewn down, trees of the hills, there shall not come upon them any fear of briars and thorns, but the cattle shall be driven thither, and the sheep shall feed there. 8. The deliverance of the land by Emmanuel, the stone of offense, at which many shall stumble. Moreover, the Lord said unto me, Take thee a great leaf, and write in it as men do with a pen, that he speed him to rob, and haste him to spoil. That's a name. And I called unto me faithful witnesses, Uriah the priest, and Zachary the son of Berechiah. And after that went I unto the prophetess, that had conceived and borne a son. Then said the Lord to me, Give him this name, a speedy robber and hasty spoiler, Mahar-shalal-Hashbaz. For why? Ere ever the child shall have knowledge to cry father and mother, shall the riches of Damascus and the substance of Samaria be taken away before the king of the Assyrians. The Lord spake also unto me, saying, Forsomuch as this people refuseth the still running water of Shiloh, and put their delight in Rezin and Remaliah's son, behold, the Lord shall bring mighty and great floods of water upon them, namely the king of the Assyrians with all his power, which shall climb up upon all his floods, and pour out his furiousness upon every man, and run over all their banks, and shall break in upon Judah, increasing in power, till he get him by the neck. He shall fill also the wideness of thy land with his broad wings. Wideness. O Emmanuel, go together. With his broad wings, O Emmanuel. Go together, ye people, and gather you. Hearken to all. No. This is hearken to all ye of far countries. Muster you and gather you. Muster you and gather you. Take your counsel together. Yet must your counsel come to naught. Go in hand with all. Yet shall it not prosper. For God is with us. For the Lord chastised me, and took me by the hand, and warned me, saying unto me, that I should not walk in the way of this people. He said, moreover, round with none of them. This might be that verb ruined, or, counsel or whisper with none of them. I should find out. Round with. Like to round someone in the ears. Whisper in the ears. Let me see. Yeah, take counsel together. Wait a minute. The Lord instructed me that I should not walk in the way of this people. Yeah, okay. He said, moreover. Okay. Say ye not a confederacy to all them. Okay, well, round with none of them. Okay, I think it is round or ruined. Cool. Okay. Whisper with none of them. Whosoever say yonder people are bound together, fear them not, neither be afraid of them. But sanctify the Lord of hosts. Let him be your fear and dread. For he is the sanctifying and stone to stumble at, the rock to fall upon, a snare and net to both the houses, to Israel and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem. And many shall stumble, fall, and be broken upon him. Yea, they shall be snared and taken. Now lay the witnesses together, and seal the law with my disciples. Thus will I wait upon the Lord, that hath turned his face from the house of Jacob, and I will look for him. But lo, as for me, and the children which the Lord hath given me, we are a token and a wonder in Israel, for the Lord of hosts' sake, which dwelleth upon the hill of Zion. And if they say unto you, ask counsel at the soothsayers, witches, charmers, and conjurers, then make them this answer. Is there a people anywhere that asketh not counsel at his God? Should men run unto the dead for the living? If any man want light, or is wanting of light, let him look upon the law and the testimony, whether they speak not after this meaning. If he do not this, he stumbleth and suffereth hunger. Speak not after or according to this meaning. Interesting. If they speak not according to this word. Yeah. Okay. If that person speak not according to this word, if they not do this, meaning speak according to this, he stumbleth and suffereth hunger. Okay. And if he suffer hunger, he is out of patience, and blasphemeth his king and his God. Then looketh he upward and downward to the earth, and behold, there is trouble and darkness. Vexation is round about him, and a cloud of error. And out of such adversity shall he not escape. Even like as in time past it hath been well seen, that the land of Zabulon and the land of Naphtali, where through the seaway goeth over Jordan, into the land of Galilee, was at the first in little trouble, but afterward sore vexed. I'm going to have to read ahead a little bit. Hey, my camera's blurry, isn't it? Huh? What happened? I'll read a couple more chapters. Okay. It hath been well seen. The sea way, huh? The way of the sea. Yep, sea way. Okay. Chapter 9. He prophesieth of Christ's nativity and dominion. The people that walk in darkness have seen a great light. As for them that dwell in the land of the shadow of death, upon them hath the light shined. Thou hast multiplied the people, and not increased their joy. They rejoice before thee, even as men make merry in harvest, and as men that have gotten the victory when they deal the spoil. For thou hast broken the yoke of the people's burden, the staff of his shoulder, and the rod of his oppressor, as in the days of Midian. Oh yeah. Moreover, all temerarious. What's going on here? And seditious power, yea, where there is but a coat filled with blood, shall be burnt and consumed of the fire. For unto us a child is born, and unto us a son is given. What is temerarious? I recognize it to be maybe how is that related to seditious? The King James is totally different. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. Okay. Upon his shoulder doth the kingdom lie, and he is called with his own name, the wondrous giver of counsel, the mighty God, the everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. He shall make no end to the increase, no end to increase the kingdom and peace, and shall sit upon the seat of David and in his kingdom, to set up the same, and to establish it with equity and righteousness from henceforth forevermore. This shall the jealousy of the Lord of hosts bring to pass. Make no end to increase it, to increase peace, to increase the kingdom and increase peace. This is why I have to read ahead sometimes. All right. The Lord sent a word into Jacob. The same is come into Israel, and all the people of Ephraim shall know, and they that dwell in Samaria, that can say with pride and high stomachs on this manner. The tile work is fallen down, but we will build it with harder stones. The mulberry timber is broken, but we shall set it up again with cedar. Nevertheless, the Lord shall prepare Rezin, the enemy, against them, and so order their adversaries, that the Syrians shall lay hold upon them before, and the Philistines behind, and so devour Israel with open mouth. After all this is not the wrath of the Lord ceased, but yet his hand stretched out still. For the people turneth not unto him that chastiseth them, neither do they seek the Lord of hosts. Therefore hath the Lord rooted out of Israel both head and tail, branch and twig, in one day. By the head is understood the senator and honorable man, and by the tail the prophet that preacheth lies. For all they which inform the people that they be in a right case, such be deceivers. Such as men think also to be perfect among these are but castaway. Such ones as men think also to be perfect among these senators and prophets, are but castaway. Therefore shall the Lord have no pleasure in their young men, neither favor their fatherless and widows, for they are altogether hypocrites and wicked, and all their mouths speak folly. After all this is not the Lord's wrath ceased, but yet his hand is stretched out still. For ungodliness burneth as a fire in the briars and thorns, and as it were out of a fire in a wood or a reed bush, so ascendeth the smoke of their pride. For cause of the wrath of the Lord of hosts is the land full of darkness, and the people be consumed, as it were with fire. No man doth spare his brother. If a man do turn him to the right hand, he shall famish, or to the left hand to eat, he shall not have enough. Every man shall eat the flesh of his own arm. Manasseh shall eat Ephraim, and Ephraim Manasseh, and they both shall eat Judah. After all this is not the Lord's wrath ceased, but yet is his hand stretched out still. 10. He threateneth the oppressors of the poor, and prophesieth against Sennacherib. Woe be unto them that make unrighteous laws, and devise things which be too hard for to keep, wherethrough the people are oppressed on every side, and the innocence of my people robbed of judgment. Okay, the innocent people. That widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. What will ye do in time of the visitation, and when destruction shall come from far? To whom will ye run for help, and to whom will ye give your honor, that he may keep it, or preserve it? That ye come not among the prisoners, or lie among the dead. After all this doth not the wrath of the Lord cease, but yet is his hand stretched out still. Woe be also unto Asher, which is a staff of my wrath, in whose hand is the rod of my punishment, or correction. I shall send him among those hypocritish people, among the people that have deserved my disfavor shall I send him, that he may utterly rob them, spoil them, and tread them down like the mire in the street. Howbeit his meaning is not so, neither thinketh his heart of this fashion. That the people's meaning is not so. The meaning of his speech. Neither thinketh his heart of this fashion, but he imagineth only how he may root out and destroy much people. For he saith, Are not my princes all kings? Is not Kauno as easy to win as Carchemish? This is the meaning of Asher. Is it harder to conquer Hamath than Arphad? Or is it lighter to overcome Damascus than Samaria? As who say, I were able to win the kingdom of the idolaters and their gods, but not Jerusalem and Samaria. Shall I not do unto Jerusalem and their images as I did unto Samaria and their idols? Wherefore the Lord saith, as soon. I guess this means just as soon, or directly in reply. I have performed my whole work upon the hill of Zion and Jerusalem. The Lord saith as soon. Then will I visit the noble and stout heart of the king of Assyria with his proud looks. For he standeth thus in his own conceit. This do I through the power of mine own hand, and through my wisdom. For I am wise. I am he that remove the lands of the people. Subjunctive. I am he that remove. The lands of the people. I rob their treasures, and like one of the worthies, I drive them from their high seats. My hand hath found out the strength of the people, as it were a nest. And like as eggs that were laid here and there are gathered together, so do I gather all countries, and there is no man that dare be so bold as to touch a feather, that dare open his mouth, or once whisper. Shall the axe boast itself against him that heweth therewith, or doth the saw make any bragging against him that ruleth it? That were even like as if the rod did exalt itself against him that beareth it, or as though the staff should magnify itself. Yeah. As who say, the staff should magnify itself. As who say, it were no wood. Okay. Okay, that is such an interesting phrasing. Or as though the staff should magnify itself as who say, it were no wood. It's the staff saying, no. The staff speaking as if it were no wood. Oh, the phrasing is hard, though. Therefore shall the Lord of hosts send him poverty in his riches, and burn up his glory as it were with a fire. But the light of Israel shall be that fire, and his sanctuary shall be the flame, and it shall kindle and burn up his thorns and briars in one day. Yea, all the glory of his woods and fields shall be consumed with body and soul, and they shall be as an host of men whose standard-bearer faileth. The trees also of his field which remain shall be of such a number that a child may tell them, or count them. After that day shall the remnant of Israel, and such as are escaped out of the house of Jacob, seek no more comfort at him that smote them. Or, but with faithfulness and truth shall they trust unto the Lord. The Holy One of Israel. Seek no more comfort at him that smote him. I think that's significant. Let me see. Shall no more again stay upon him that smote them. I have to find that one out too. No more. Okay, but they shall trust unto the Lord. Oh, with faithfulness and truth shall they trust unto the Lord, the Holy One of Israel. The remnant, even the posterity of Jacob, shall convert unto God the Mighty One. For though thy people, O Israel, be as the sand of the sea, yet shall the remnant of them convert unto him, convert in him. Okay. Perfect is the judgment of him that floweth in righteousness. Perfect is the judgment. Perfect is the judgment of him that floweth in righteousness. No, him that floweth in righteousness. And therefore the Lord of hosts shall perfectly fulfill the thing that he hath determined in the midst of the whole world. Therefore thus saith the Lord God of hosts, Thou, my people, that dwellest in Zion, be not afraid for the king of the Assyrians. He shall smite thee with a rod, and shall wag his staff at thee, as the Egyptians did some time ago. But soon after shall my wrath and mine indignation be fulfilled in the destruction of them. Moreover, the Lord of hosts shall prepare a scourge for him, like as was the slaughter of Midian upon the rock of Oreb. And he shall lift up his rod over the sea, as he did sometime over the Egyptians. Then shall his burden be taken from thy shoulders, and his yoke from thy neck. Yea, the same yoke shall be corrupt for very fatness, or broken. He shall come to Ayath, and go through Migron. At Michmash shall he lay up his harness or arms and go over the ford. Gibeah shall be their resting place. Ramah shall be afraid. Gibeah of Saul shall flee away. The voice of the noise of thy horses, O daughter Galim, shall be heard unto Laish and to Anathoth, which also shall be in trouble. Mount Mena shall tremble for fear, but the citizens of Gabin are manly. Yet shall he remain at Nob that day. After that shall he lift up his hand against the mount of the daughter Zion, the hill of Jerusalem. But see, the Lord God of hosts shall take away the proud from thence with fear. Take away the proud from thence. He shall hew down the proud and fell the high-minded. The bushes also of the wood shall he root out with iron, and Lebanon shall have a mighty fall. A mighty fall. 11. He prophesieth of the nativity of Christ, and of his people, of the remnant of Israel, and of the faith of the heathen, or Gentiles. Yeah, they're using heathen and Gentiles pretty interchangeably. So, but I think I might call that a session. 10 chapters into Isaiah. Even though the night is young, I should put a little bit of time into pre-reading. I'm not gonna lie. There's some phrasing that's starting to get hard. So, I better use my time a little bit more wisely. Oh yeah, thank you, Nooks, for tuning in. It's good to see you. I noticed you have a watch streak going on, so I'll try not to try not to end it too early. That is, give you a chance to tune in. I know it's very early for you. Okay, great. So I'll be back probably tomorrow with the continuation of Isaiah. I appreciate it. Yeah. But for now, yeah. Let me see. Try to think. Okay, yeah. I think we're good. So yeah, good night, everybody, or good morning, and God bless you. And I love you, and Jesus loves you. I like to say Jesus loves you way more than I do, and that's true in every case. It sounds funny, but it's true in every case. Can't compare to infinite. Not even close. So, take care, everybody.